5 ways to extend your growing season. The power of extending your growing season. Welcome back to Smart Garden, where we transform ordinary gardening into extraordinary harvests. Today, we're diving into one of the most game-changing topics for gardeners everywhere: extending your growing season. Whether you're battling early frosts in Minnesota or trying to squeeze every last tomato from your California garden, these strategies will revolutionize how you think about year-round gardening. The benefits of a longer growing season extend far beyond just having fresh vegetables on your table for a few extra weeks. You're looking at significant cost savings on groceries, reduced food waste, and the incredible satisfaction of eating homegrown produce while your neighbors are paying premium prices at the store. From an environmental perspective, you're reducing your carbon footprint by eliminating the need for shipped produce, and you're creating a more sustainable lifestyle that connects you deeply with natural cycles. What many gardeners don't realize is that extending your growing season isn't just about pushing against winter's arrival, it's about maximizing every opportunity throughout the year. With the right techniques, you can start earlier in spring, keep producing through summer's heat, and continue harvesting well after the first frost warnings appear. Today, we're revealing 5 proven strategies that will transform your garden from a seasonal hobby into a year-round food production system. Before we dive into specific techniques, you need to become intimate with your garden's unique personality. Every property, no matter how small, contains multiple microclimates that can dramatically affect your growing season. These are small areas within your landscape that experience different conditions than the surrounding area, and understanding them is like having a secret weapon in your gardening arsenal. Your south-facing wall might create a warm zone that's effectively one hardiness zone warmer than your official designation, allowing you to grow marginally hardy plants or extend seasons by weeks. Conversely, that low-lying area where cold air settles might experience frost 2 weeks earlier than the rest of your garden. The key is to map these variations and use them strategically. Walk your property during different times of day and seasons, noting where snow melts first, where frost lingers longest, and where plants seem to thrive despite challenging conditions. Frost dates are your seasonal roadmap, but they're more nuanced than many gardeners realize. Your last spring frost date and first fall frost date are statistical averages based on historical weather data, meaning there's roughly a 50% chance of frost occurring after or before these dates respectively. Smart gardeners work with 10% probability dates for more reliable planning, accepting that there's still some risk involved. However, microclimates can shift these dates significantly on your property. That protected spot near your house might give you an extra 2 weeks on both ends of the season, effectively extending your growing period by a full month. Season extension techniques, your first line of defense. Row covers represent one of the most versatile and cost-effective tools for extending your growing season, yet many gardeners underestimate their potential. These protective barriers create a micro-environment around your plants that can provide 2 to 8 degrees of frost protection while still allowing light, air, and moisture to reach your crops. The magic lies in choosing the right material for your specific needs and understanding how to deploy them strategically. Lightweight spun fabric covers, often called floating row covers, are perfect for general season extension. They're so light that you can drape them directly over plants without causing damage, and they expand as plants grow. These covers excel at protecting against light frosts, while maintaining excellent light transmission for photosynthesis. For more serious cold protection, consider heavier weight fabrics or even clear plastic sheeting, though plastic requires more careful management to prevent overheating on sunny days. The timing of row cover deployment is crucial for maximum effectiveness. Don't wait until frost threatens. Install them when nighttime temperatures consistently drop below 50 degrees Fahrenheit to help plants acclimate gradually to cooler conditions. During the day, you can often leave lightweight covers in place, but heavier materials may need to be removed or vented to prevent overheating. The key is monitoring soil and air temperatures under the covers, aiming to maintain optimal growing conditions rather than just preventing freeze damage. Planting strategies for extended seasons. Succession planting transforms your garden from a one-time harvest spectacle into a continuous production system that keeps your kitchen supplied throughout the extended season. This technique involves planting the same crop at regular intervals, typically every 2 to 3 weeks, to ensure a steady supply rather than a glut followed by empty garden beds. When combined with season extension techniques, succession planting becomes even more powerful. Start your succession planting earlier in spring by using protection for the earliest plantings, then continue with unprotected plantings as weather warms. As summer progresses, begin thinking about your fall garden, which often produces better quality vegetables than summer crops due to cooler temperatures and more consistent moisture. Cool season crops like lettuce, spinach, and radishes actually prefer the moderate conditions of early spring and fall, often tasting sweeter after light frosts. The key to successful fall gardening is working backwards from your first expected frost date. Count back the days to maturity for each crop, then add 2 to 3 weeks to account for slower growth in cooler conditions and shorter daylight hours. This calculation tells you the latest safe planting date for fall harvest. Many gardeners are surprised to learn that they should be starting their fall lettuce and spinach in the heat of August for optimal November harvests. Choosing the right crops for extended seasons is, honestly, one of the most important steps you can take. Not all vegetables are created equal when it comes to season extension, and selecting the right varieties can make the difference between success and, well, frustration. Cold-hardy vegetables really fall into 2 categories: those that tolerate light frosts and actually improve in flavor after cold exposure, and those that can survive harder freezes with just a little bit of protection. Brassicas are the superstars of extended season gardening. Kale, Brussels sprouts, and collards actually become sweeter after frost as the plants convert starches to sugars for cold protection. These crops can often survive temperatures well into the teens with minimal protection, providing fresh greens throughout winter in many climates. Spinach and mâche, or corn salad, are equally impressive, with some varieties surviving temperatures as low as 5 degrees Fahrenheit under row covers. Root vegetables offer another excellent opportunity for season extension. Carrots, parsnips, and turnips can be left in the ground well past the first frost, and honestly, their flavors often improve in cold weather. A thick layer of mulch prevents the ground from freezing solid, allowing you to harvest fresh roots throughout winter. Even in harsh climates, these crops can often be harvested until the ground freezes permanently. Don't overlook the power of variety selection within each crop type. Seed catalogs often indicate which varieties are specifically bred for cold tolerance or extended seasons. These varieties have been selected for traits like slower bolting, improved cold tolerance, and the ability to maintain quality in variable conditions. Investing in premium varieties designed for season extension will pay dividends in extended harvests and better quality produce. Mulching and soil management for season extension is, honestly, a game changer for any gardener. Proper mulching serves as your garden's insulation system, moderating soil temperatures and creating more stable growing conditions throughout the extended season. The soil beneath a thick mulch layer remains warmer longer into fall and warms up more quickly in spring, effectively extending your growing season from both directions. Organic mulches like straw, shredded leaves, or wood chips provide excellent insulation while gradually decomposing to improve soil structure and fertility. Apply mulch 3 to 4 inches thick around plants, keeping it pulled back slightly from plant stems to prevent pest and disease issues. In fall, you can increase mulch depth to 6 inches or more for winter protection of perennial crops and root vegetables you plan to overwinter in the ground. So, the thermal mass principle can dramatically extend your growing season when properly applied. Dark-colored mulches or even water-filled containers placed strategically around plants absorb heat during sunny days and release it slowly during cool nights, which really helps moderate temperature swings. This technique is especially effective in small spaces or around individual high-value plants that you want to protect from those early or late-season cold snaps. Now, soil management goes beyond just mulching. It also includes proper nutrition and moisture management for extended season success. Well-fed plants are more cold-tolerant than stressed plants, so it's important to maintain consistent nutrition throughout the growing season. However, you'll want to avoid high-nitrogen fertilizers late in the season, since they can stimulate tender growth that's more susceptible to cold damage. Instead, focus on phosphorus and potassium, which help plants develop cold tolerance and strong root systems. Watering strategies for extended seasons are honestly a bit different than what you might be used to during the peak of summer. Water management during these times really requires a different approach. Cool season plants, they need consistent moisture, but overwatering when it's cool out can actually lead to root rot and other fungal problems. The key is to maintain steady soil moisture, but without making things waterlogged. During the fall growing seasons, natural rainfall usually provides a lot of the moisture you need, but it's important not to just assume nature will take care of everything. Cool season crops still need about an inch of water per week, but they actually use it more efficiently than your typical hot weather crops. So make sure to monitor soil moisture regularly and water deeply, but less frequently than you would in the summer heat. Winter watering brings its own set of challenges and, honestly, some opportunities too. In areas with mild winters, crops that are still actively growing will need regular moisture, but you should definitely reduce how often you water. Always try to water early in the day so plants have time to absorb what they need before those evening temperatures drop. Now, if you're gardening in a place where it freezes, giving your plants a good soak in the fall helps them enter dormancy in great shape, and you might not need to water at all during winter if your crops are truly dormant. It's also worth considering some season extension infrastructure that includes easy access to water. Nothing cuts an extended season short faster than the hassle of dragging water out to distant garden beds in the cold. Simple cold weather solutions like frost-free spigots or hose systems that are easy to drain can keep water accessible all season long. Enjoying a longer harvest is honestly one of the best parts of gardening. These 5 strategies all work together to create a garden that produces fresh, healthy food way beyond the traditional growing season. By combining your knowledge of microclimates using protective techniques, strategic planting, picking the right varieties, and managing soil and water properly, you can really turn seasonal gardening into year-round food production. Just remember, extending your growing season is a journey, not a destination. Start with 1 or 2 techniques that sound interesting to you, then add more as you get comfortable and gain confidence. Every garden and every climate is unique, so it's important to adapt these principles to fit your own situation, rather than following them too rigidly. The rewards of extended season gardening, honestly, go way beyond just having fresh food or saving a few bucks. There's something really special about harvesting crisp lettuce from under row covers when there's snow all around, or pulling up sweet carrots from the soil in January. Each season you extend, you get more in tune with nature, more self-sufficient, and, honestly, just a better gardener. If you found this guide helpful for extending your growing season, please subscribe to Smart Garden for more in-depth gardening strategies that'll boost your garden's productivity. Share this video with other gardeners who are ready to break free from short growing seasons, and don't forget to leave a comment below sharing your own season extension wins and challenges. Together we're building a community of gardeners who just won't let winter stop their harvest.